Why do Christians say, "I was redeemed by the blood of the Lamb"? That phrase may sound mysterious, but its meaning is powerful. To understand it, we first need to understand what redemption truly means. When something belongs to you, it is yours by right. But sometimes what is yours can be lost, stolen, or taken. When that happens, you may have to reclaim it. You might prove ownership, pay a price, or demand it back. When something is returned to its rightful owner, the Bible calls that redemption. So what does it mean when a person is redeemed? In ancient biblical times, if someone fell deeply into debt, they could lose their freedom and be sold into slavery. But a close relative could step in, pay a special price, and bring that person back home. This rescuer was called a family redeemer. They restored what had been lost and returned the person to where they truly belonged. The Bible teaches that humanity belongs to God. Every life was created by Him. But through sin and corruption, people became trapped under the power of death. Even though humans still belonged to God, they were no longer living in the freedom He intended. God wanted His people back. That is why redemption is at the heart of the biblical story. This truth is revealed in the story of Israel in Egypt. Pharaoh claimed ownership over the Israelites and forced them into slavery, but God declared that Israel belonged to Him. When Pharaoh refused to release them, God sent signs and warnings. Still, Pharaoh would not let them go. So God announced a final act of judgment. Death would move through the land. Every home was at risk because death already had a claim on all humanity. But God made a way of protection. Each Israelite family was instructed to sacrifice a lamb without any defect and place its blood on their doorframes. The lamb represented a life that was pure and fully devoted to God. Its blood symbolized that a perfect life had been given. When death passed through the land, it would pass over the homes marked by that blood. Those inside were spared, not because they were flawless, but because a flawless life had been offered in their place. That night became the Passover, the moment God rescued His people from death and then freed them from slavery. Yet God's plan went even further. Israel was meant to live as God's representatives in the world, showing His justice, mercy, and love. But like the rest of humanity, they fell into selfishness, violence, and spiritual captivity. Death continued to claim lives. The world still needed a greater rescue. That rescue came through Jesus. Jesus lived a life fully dedicated to God and to loving others. He healed the sick, restored the broken, and confronted the darkness of the world. Then, during the Passover season, He went to Jerusalem. There, He was condemned and killed, even though He was innocent and without fault. Death had no rightful claim over Him. But in an act of pure love, Jesus gave His life willingly. When He rose from the dead, everything changed. Death could not hold Him. He had overcome it. His life, represented by His blood, became a place of refuge for anyone who trusts in Him. That is why Christians say, "I am redeemed by the blood of the Lamb." It means that through the life and sacrifice of Jesus, they have been rescued from the power of sin and death. They no longer belong to fear, guilt, or destruction. They belong to God, and nothing can ever take that away.